Broken Neck Radio.
Hello friends and fans of Broken Neck Radio, this is Sabotage reporting to you from Trutnov, Czech Republic. I'm here at the Obscene Extreme Freak Festival and it has been full of freaks and so much fun so far, and I have the pleasure of speaking to Mark Barney Greenway from Napalm Death right now. It's the second day we're in on this crazy festival and we can't wait for Napalm Death. How are you doing, Barney?
I'm alright, yeah, but you look as if you want to go home.
Yeah, well, I've been in a tiny tent. I've been sharing a two-man tent with my cousin and my sister, and so it's been but it's been a lot of fun.
Fun for all the family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We've been calling it the family metal festival. But I wanted to know, how have you been? I saw you back in May for the Disciple magazine tour with Cannibal Corpse. Yeah. And what have you been up to since then?
Well, just the same, playing around, different European stuff, and that's about it really. Nothing more to tell, we've been playing ever since we got back, pretty much.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And you've played the Obscene Extreme Festivals before?
We did it before, yeah. It was a different place last time.
Where was it last time?
Oh, it was, I can't remember the name of it, but it was different. It wasn't here. Was
it in Europe though?
Yeah, it was in Czech. Yeah, it was.
It was in the Czech Republic.
Not far from here,
Oh, cool. So you visited the Czech Republic a few times?
I've been tons of times. Yeah.
How do you like it?
Yeah, we were one of the first to come here. Actually, one of the first bands when the Czech opened up. You know what I mean? So we've got a history. I mean, we come here and we do multiple date tours just to the Czech Republic. I mean, most bands only do 2-3 shows, but last time we did like 10, 12, something like that.
Oh, wow.
So, it's always great for us.
Yeah, it's my first time in the Czech Republic, but I've been having a great time. Like, it's a weird place.
It's an interesting place.
It's cool though.
Obviously it's got a lot of recent history, you know, with us. So it was part of the Soviet satellite republics and stuff.
Cool. So obviously in your massive career, you've played a lot of festivals, and I'm just interested to know, like, from an artist's point of view, like, how is the atmosphere different for you playing a festival rather than like a headlining show?
Well, to be honest, it's more like a holiday kind of experience. It is, you can't get away from that it's more of a, it's more free and easy because people tend to mix a lot easier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the bands and the people, and it's just a different thing. I mean, I treat a gig as a gig. Yeah. Everything's always serious to me. It doesn't matter what it is. But the general experience is a little different from rolling up to a club in the middle of wherever. And, it's just a different.
I imagine the energy's a bit different. Just it seems festivals to me anyway seem to get more chaotic.
No.
It's
the same. Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's cool. I'm interested to know, I know at this festival I've seen a lot of like younger kids kind of running around, and it got me to thinking like, oh, these kids are growing up listening to this crazy metal, and I'm interested to know what you grew up listening to.
Well, I don't think about age. I don't put age to anything. No? No, I don't, because I think once there's kind of an important side point to that really, is that once you start focusing on that, you kind of, as you get older, you believe yourself to be not as capable as what you once did, and to me that's quite ludicrous, you know what I mean? So I tend not to think about that, but I'm digressing a little bit, I mean, it is what it is. I grew up when I sort of first came up, it was, I was seeing Motorhead in the classic 3-piece lineup, that was my part of growing up, so everything means something to somebody, at different points. So it's just the same principle, just a slightly different,
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Different level of extremity to the music now.
Cool. Like I was saying before, I saw you back in May on the Disciple magazine tour, and I was out in line before the show started, and as metalheads do, we were all kind of, you know, bantering back and forth, talking about different bands, and then there's always a debate that comes up in those lines, like people start talking about whatever, and there was one guy who was saying like, oh, metal is just like, it's not the same as it used to be, it's so, everything's so mainstream now, and he was like, look at this is a tour, it's the Disciple, it's a magazine tour, this is mainstream. And I just was interested to know, like, what does that mean to you when you hear that mainstream? Does that mean anything? Is it
well, I mean,
good, is it
everything's
bad?
always subjective, you know. I would say that Decibel's an independent magazine, you know, so it's not, it depends on what you define as mainstream. It depends what your definition is.
What is your definition, do you think? Or if you even have
I think, to me, all I could say is what I wouldn't do, and I wouldn't sell myself down the river to a corporate event or something like that, you know. I wouldn't. Decibel's an independent magazine. I've known the editor for many years, you know. He's a friend, so, and I know how they work completely independently, you know. So it's, again, you know, I don't know what the guy meant by that. I'd have to sort of speak to him.
It's just sort of what you believe in, and if you support it, then.
Well, I mean, I don't know what his definition is of mainstream, you know.
No, I'm not sure either.
No, well, I mean, I think he probably just said it without maybe thinking about it.
Probably.
You know? But yeah, I mean, you know, Napalm. All I can say about Napalm is we've always operated independently.
No, I agree. And you've always stood by what you.
Yeah, we've always stood by what we thought was the right thing to do, and so, you know, take it or leave it, you know what I mean, really.
Yeah. Upon saying that, I was wondering, are there any bands right now, maybe new, younger bands, who you feel kind of embody the same thing you guys do? Because doubtless, but again, you know, I'd have to actually speak to them and find out what they're, because, you know, people are people. Everybody thinks you can get a band, and I mean, this is one thing that people tend to forget. You get bands, and each person in the band is a different person. They all have some bands maybe have the same sort of perspective on things, but even with that, there are subtleties, you know. People are different. That's human nature, you know. So, I mean, I'm sure there is, but, you know, whether they are consistently like that day to day as a band, I mean, who's to know, you know. I saw you also at Hellfest recently in France, and you took the stage with Volbeat one night, and I'm really curious to know, was that planned, or was that kind of like a spontaneous
thing? I did one of the songs on their last album.
I knew that,
That's why, so, they just asked me to play. Yeah, they asked me to do it with them from time to time.
That was really cool. I wasn't expecting that, really.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I kind of thought I knew you were there.
They're friends. They're kind of friends of ours, you know. Not like intimate, but we know them well enough, you know, and I've got to know them through writing the song with them and stuff, and, you know, you know.
And what's it like? Yeah, what's it like as an artist collaborating with other groups? Like, do you enjoy?
Well, I've done a lot of it because I always used to get asked to do guest vocals. So I just approach is that I know what I want to do usually, and I'll just do what I need to do, and hopefully the band likes it, you know, and there we go. Sometimes, of course, they'll just say, "Oh, can you sing this?" I'll do it. Okay, you know what I mean. So other times they might ask me for a bit more input. So
sometimes you might like sit down and kind of like work together, create.
Well, not usually. It's a band from the other side of the world.
Yeah,
you know,
right. True. So you're like.
We just kind of work it out.
Cool.
Sort of roughly.
Really cool. So it's mostly like online or like over the phone when you.
Usually online.
Yeah.
Usually somebody emails me from out of the blue, you know, saying, "Oh yeah."